So today I'm outside. I will try to build a shot and also check what is the best position for the scrim in such a high sun. So at the moment is I think around noon. So the sun is at its highest. It was promised that it would be sunny all day, but okay, so I have my scrim setup, and first thing I want to check what is the perfect angle to have the most or the biggest shadow. I kinda think I know it, but I will test actually 3 positions, and you can see now it is vertical, so you can see the shadow on the ground, and it's actually quite small. It's definitely smaller than the screen itself. So I put 2 pins on the edge of the shadow and we just measure what the size of the shadow is, and I think it is 12 past noon, so actually almost noon. So the sun is at the highest possible position, so we'll see what is the perfect angle. So I have measured the distance for the vertical position and it is 128 centimeters, so around 4 feet. And now the angle is 45 degrees, and you can see that this is much bigger. So I am moving the pins to the new position of the shadow, and it is bigger in both directions, and I get the feeling that it's then now bigger than 2 meters, and this is actually 2 by 2 meters scrim. So let me measure the length now, the length of the shadow. Okay, so it is from the beginning of the shadow to the other pin. Not sure it's visible, but it's 231 centimeters. So it is almost double the size it was before. So 45 degrees, it is almost 8 feet, 231 centimeters. So now the scrim is in horizontal position, and you can see that the shadow is smaller because the pin is in the previous position from the 45 degrees. So the shadow is like 15 centimeters smaller on each side. I will measure it in a second. Yes, okay, so the sun is out. It's around 200 centimeters, which is 6.5 feet, something like that, between 6 and 7 feet. So far the 45 degrees creates the longest shadow by 30 centimeters longer than in horizontal position, but I will check a few other positions to see. So actually the horizontal position might be the best because there is a smallest wind resistance in this position. So it depends. When I'm shooting only one person and I'm building the shot for one person now, that probably horizontal position would be the best, but I would wait a minute for sun to come out from behind the clouds and see. Maybe there is another more optimal position than 45 degrees, but I think that 45 would be the best based on the geometry. So now the scrim is around 45 degrees, and I put the pins into the shadow, on the edges of the shadow, and I will try to angle it to have bigger shadow. Not sure it's possible. If I'm moving it up, the shadow is getting smaller, so more to the horizontal position. And if I'm moving it more to the vertical position, it is the same as before, and now it is shrinking. So actually something around 45 degrees is the best position for the sun, which is in the highest position, like noon. It's between noon and 1 p.m. So as I suspected, 45 degrees is the best, but If you not struggle with the size of the shadow, I'd say that horizontal position is the best. The biggest shadow is with 45 degrees, around 40, between 40 and 50, but this position got the smallest wind resistance, which means that this won't collapse on you or on your talent when you have this in this position. So I think this is the safest position. But if you're struggling for the size of the shadow, then you have to angle this for the 45 degrees, and the shadow is like probably 15, maybe 20% bigger. Of course, it's better to have bigger scrim, but it's not always possible to have bigger, not always possible to set it up for the one-man setup. I guess the 2 meters by 2 meters is the biggest you can use, maybe 8 by 8, but anything bigger you need a crew. So, and quite important information, to build this setup I have used almost 90 kilos of the ballast, because it won't be possible to stand all these light fixtures and all these scrims without the ballast. So I used ballast bags, and these are actually shot bags, so with the steel inside them it's better to have the steel than the sand, and it was almost 90 kilos of the bags. So keep this in mind, that you cannot build setup like this without the basic equipment, which are shot bags. Cheers, mate.